Alright guys, well today I wanted to talk about how Gates of Hell could be the last game in the Men of War series. Now Gates of Hell is the new Men of War game that's coming out possibly in 2017, possibly in 2018. I'm not actually sure on the date yet or if it's been announced, but I'm getting pretty excited for it. This could actually lead to the possibility of the end of Men of War. Men of War has had a history of pretty bad games. We have Men of War Vietnam, Men of War Condemned Heroes, and of course Call to Arms, which I am adamantly against. And I'm not sure if the community will stick around for another terrible game. You don't want to keep on pouring money into a series that just doesn't give anything back to you. I mean, Men of War Vietnam, it was okay, but it had no lasting power and it wasn't that fun. Condemned Heroes was kind of the same way, and Call to Arms was just a clusterfuck, let's be honest. I'm not sure if people are willing to spend more money on more crappy games. The only two games that really have done well in the Men of War series are Assault Squad and Assault Squad 2 recently, and those are just carbon copies of each other. And carbon copies of what Men of War originally was, I'm pretty sure. Another problem with the Men of War series is that Men of War Assault Squad 2 can only survive off of mods for so long. The developers have somewhat abandoned the game, I feel like, and abandoned the community, and sort of just left them up to their own devices in making mods that will better the game. Without a new Men of War game, then the old ones will go away, and Assault Squad 2 will eventually lose support from the community if they're not treated the way they should be. If Gates of Hell is bad, the series may die from the lack of good content and untrust from fans in the new games. So, what does that mean for Gates of Hell? What does it need to have? One of the first things I think it needs to have is excellent mod support. We saw how the modding community came together for Men of War Assault Squad 2. Without that community support and the support of the devs for that community, I don't think that game can thrive at all. And we've seen devs not really support modders in the past. A lot of developers for Men of War have just sort of said, oh, mods aren't really necessary, they just ruin the game, that kind of a thing, when in fact it's kind of the opposite. And that brings me to the next point, is that devs need to start listening to what the community wants. They would just sort of release random crap over and over again and not really add anything that the community actually requested or wanted. So I think the developers, again, need to start listening to community members, need to start actively participating in group discussions that people have over Men of War. And I don't just mean listening to Diplex Heated because he has 400,000 subscribers or whatever. No, I mean the actual people who play the game. Not everyone watches us YouTubers who play the game. So I think they need to start talking to everyone who plays the game. There's also been a lot of silence with Gates of Hell, and we're not really sure where they are in the process and what exactly has been added. I did have the opportunity to talk to a couple developers who were really nice, and they did sound like they were going in the right direction. And so finally, I think Gates of Hell just needs a lot of new material. Not a new game, but new assets themselves. They keep on going into this problem of recycling old assets over and over and over again. We saw it with Men of War Assault Squad to Men of War Assault Squad 2. It's just a carbon copy of the game, but newer. And I think they need to actually create new models and things like that. And that would also mean adding new factions. We've had the same factions for all of the Men of War games, minus Vietnam. And I think we need to get some new ones in there, and luckily they are adding new factions. So, guys, that's just my thought. I have very high hopes for Gates of Hell. After talking to some developers, I think they are heading in the right direction. But if they don't get it right, could this mean the demise of Men of War as a series overall? I don't know, this thought just sort of crossed my mind the other day when I was talking to Mighty Mapper, by the way, who has a YouTube channel now. Well, he's had one for a while, but now he's really giving it a good go, and I highly recommend his channel. He's a really cool guy. But the thought just sort of crossed my mind that this could be the end of the Men of War series if it's a bad game. We still have Soldiers Arena though, so I don't know. Maybe if one succeeds and the other flops, we'll be okay. But in a good world, both of them succeed. In a horrible world, both of them flop, and we lose Men of War altogether, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Talk to y'all later. Peace.